This is our Bur Oak here on our Masonic home campus. A very large specimen, was estimated to be planted in the original Olmsted Brothers design in 1926, so approximately 100 years old. The Bur Oak is a very prominent species used in the prairies of United States. It is a native tree. They are known for having whatever the canopy is mirrored in the root system below, so that makes them very drought tolerant, very wind resistant, and sometimes fire resistant as well. Bur Oak has the largest acorn of any oak species in the world. It's also known as the mossy cup oak. The acorn has a fringe all the way around the cup which protects the seed inside. They can be anywhere from small apple size to about golf ball size. This specimen is very healthy. It is the centerpiece of our oak grove here on our campus. We have a collection of oaks here with about 7 species, which also house our dogwood grove underneath the branches of the oak trees. This is our Pagoda Oak on Masonic Homes campus. The Pagoda Oak is an unusual oak and not commonly found. It is a more pear-shaped headed tree, and its botanic name is Quercus falcata pagodafolia. And it is in the red oak, Spanish oak family. The Pagoda Oak is also known as the cherry bark oak, because it has in young branches a bark that looks like a cherry tree bark. It's not commonly found in landscapes because it is considered a messy oak due to the fact that it hangs on to its leaves throughout the winter and doesn't drop its leaves until early spring when the new buds are pushing off new leaves. It turns a beautiful orange red in the fall and then turns to a rusty brown for the winter. The acorns are very small and the seeds are striped, which also designates this as in the Spanish oak family. The botanic name for the slippery elm is Ulmus rubra. It's also known as the red elm. This is not only the largest tree of its species in the state of Kentucky, it is also the largest tree of its species in the United States, making it a champion tree. It has a diameter of 7.5 feet trunk size. It is over 90 feet tall and has a spread of 85 feet. The slippery elm is named slippery elm because of the inner bark has a mucus-like substance that the pioneers used to suck on the bark to quench their thirst while traveling, and also used for medicinal purposes such as sore throats. This tree has also weathered many storms. It has made it through the 1973 tornado outbreak. It has made it through Hurricane Ike in 2008 and also the ice storm in 2009. This grove of trees is our saucer magnolias. They were planted here originally from the original plan from the Olmsted brothers. We call them the Three Sisters because they look like sisters holding hands. It's the grove of trees that Grove Point, our assisted living building, is named after. Saucer magnolias are known for their beautiful blooms in the spring that look like tulips, pink tulips. When they drop their petals, they look like it's snowing pink. The botanic name for saucer magnolia is Magnolia solingiana. It's named because the first species of this tree was found in Solange, France. It is a deciduous type of magnolia, which means it drops its leaves in the winter. Most people are familiar with the southern magnolia, which is an evergreen variety. The range on this saucer magnolia is anywhere in the eastern United States, from Canada down to the northern parts of Florida. We're standing in our American beech grove. There are 7 trees in this area that we use for a picnic area. These trees are also from the original Olmsted design. The American beech has an open spreading habit, very low hanging branches, and a large short trunk. They have large root flares which help them anchor in damp forest soil. Their seed pod is known as the beech nut. It's a 3-sided winged nut encapsulated in a prickly capsule. It is edible, often roasted, and can taste like pecans. Pioneers used to make what was called beech nut pie, which is similar to our pecan pie now. The beech tree is also known as the lover's tree because people have often carved their initials into the bark, knowing that they'll be there for posterity. Normal trees usually callus over anything carved or wounds into the bark of the tree, but a beech tree does not. The actual initials grow along with the tree. There is a poem by a poet named Campbell, "Youthful lovers in my shade, their vows of truth and rapture made, and on my trunk's surviving frame carved many a long forgotten name." This area that we're at now is our meditation garden. It is formed underneath 3 little leaf linden trees. The botanic name for little leaf linden is Tilia cordata. They were also planted original to the Olmsted design plan from 1926. The garden that we have around the linden trees is a collection of coral bells, a perennial that is shade loving and blooms anytime from spring to fall. They are mostly known for their foliage, anywhere from bright lime green to deep dark purple and every color in between. When you get up close to the little leaf linden trees, you will notice horizontal holes in the bark. It's not serious or deep and doesn't hurt the tree, but it is caused by the sapsucker bird, which is looking for insects. You will notice that part of the border is made with large cut limestone stones. They were found during the excavation of the meadow, another building here on our campus, and it was the foundation from an old farmhouse that was left out in the field. We thought that would be a great way to reuse the stones to commemorate the history of other buildings that came before our campus. This tree is our Kentucky coffee tree. It is located in the front lawn of Fitch Hall. Kentucky coffee trees are named Kentucky coffee trees because in the early days of the settlers, when they were moving across the United States, settlers and Native Americans often harvested the beans inside the pods and roasted them and used them as a coffee substitute. The botanic name for Kentucky coffee tree is Gymnocladus dioicus. And Gymnocladus means naked branch. In the winter, the tree has a bold, interesting pattern of branching. The tree is not considered a pretty one in its youth, but when mature is tall and thin and very stately. The Kentucky coffee tree has the largest leaf of any native tree in the United States. It is considered a bipinnate leaf, which means that it has a leaf on a leaf on a leaf. This tree is our Gingo Biloba. Biloba is a Latin term meaning two-lobed. If you look at a ginkgo leaf, it looks like a fan. But if you look closer, all the veins radiate from the center of the petiole, and it usually has a division in the leaf. The statesman, Henry Clay, here from Kentucky, went to China and brought back ginkgo specimens and planted them at his home of Ashland. Most ginkgos of any size are suspected to be descendants of those trees. When the ginkgo turns its color in fall, it turns a brilliant saffron yellow. And when we get a hard frost, it's a wonder to watch the leaves fall in just a few hours all at once, like it's raining. This area is one of 3 of our Monarch Way Station gardens. We have planted plants that are favorite for all pollinators and butterflies, particularly the monarch butterfly. In order to be considered and registered as a Monarch Way Station, it has to contain milkweed, which is the monarch's favorite food. It likes the nectar of the flowers as a butterfly and the leaves of the plant as a caterpillar food. Often after the caterpillar has ate its fill on the milkweed, it makes its chrysalis somewhere nearby. This time of year in October, the butterfly bush is one of the monarch's favorite nectar foods to give it energy to fly to South America. We also keep bird baths and a butterfly bath in the ground, which has wet sand so the butterflies can get water.